What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mark Howard, and you know what time it is. We talk Cowboys here. You know we talk Cowboys here, and I'm glad you guys are tuned in. Be sure and subscribe now. Man, I'm going to say it up early. I always say it loud, but I'm going to say it. Be sure to subscribe and like and drop a comment, man. You know, I want to hear some feedback. I want to see some love. I want to see some hate. Everybody loves the Cowboys. Anyway, you do. As I said, there's only two types of fans: Cowboys fans and those who wish they were Cowboys fans. Anyway, I'm starting off talking a little shit, and I don't care. It's a funky day. We got big hot news, and I'm gonna just go ahead and rip this off and lead. And I'm not gonna bury the lead. We're gonna go right in. Micah Parsons, Micah P. He's upset. He done went through a whole tweet. He asked to be traded. He wants to be traded. He can't take it no more. They own him. And he's had enough. He wants to get a new contract. He feels he should be extended. He's one of the best players out here. And and it's hitting all the news waves. Micah asked to be traded. Well, look, first I'm going to say to you, I hate that it's come to this. It's just attention. Cowboys get attention as it is, but you know the drama of it is what it is, but it's not. It's weak. It's weak sauce, as they say. Here's what I'm gonna say to you. My comments on it as far as Micah goes is this, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this. It's a negotiation ploy. I believe that through and through. Okay? You see it happen all the time. You see Terry McLaurin with Washington. He's asked to be traded because he's in his negotiations. You've even heard a little rumblings of say his name is forgive me. The end of Cincinnati. He hasn't looked for such, but it's kind of that talk. Now here comes Micah. No, Micah's serious. Man. You see that tweet? You said a long tweet. He said goodbye to the fans. You know the funniest thing is, Micah's about 26 years old. 25, 26 years old. I got a son that's 27, about the same age. And I remember being 27. And they remind me of it. Just emotional, because they're grown now. They grown now. They got and best got a little money in his pocket, and he's feeling good about himself, rightfully so, because he's one of the best players, if not the best defensive player in the game. People can argue about it, but he's arguably one of the best defensive players in the game. Probably hands down the best player on the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, but he's still about 25, 26 years old. And all that long just post about what he gave, wanted to break down I really wanted to be here. You know, I wanted to play for the team my dad and I used to pull for way up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We talked to him, and my agent, all I wanted was my agent to be able to talk to him. I feel you. And again, by all intents and purposes, that's how it should go. Agent talks to the organization, sit down, negotiate it. Jerry Jones, which is nothing new. He's been owning for over 30 years. Nothing new. He likes to have his time and talk to the player outside of the agent. Being in this business, you have an agent, you have representation for a reason. Okay? I think the thing is that agreeing to the numbers and the total cost to do what it needs to be done is what I think Jerry Jones always said the player can do. The agent would be for hammering out the details, putting out the details, make sure everything fits and looks good. And at the end of the day, for the agent, make sure this player is getting his money so that he can get his commission. That's the game. That's the way life is. Well, and sometimes a lot of people go, hey, my agent's the one that's going to talk and hammer out the deal and agree to it. I'm not the one that agreed to it, even though they had to sit down and they talked about the contract. I get it. So let's be real, because the other players aren't asking for a trade. Well, I'm sorry, aren't doing Twitter and going through the dramatics, or as my mother used to say, the histrionics. So that's exactly what it was. Histrionics by Micah. Micah likes to do social media. He's got his podcast show doing very well. So he does like to talk and speak, and he doesn't have a problem expressing himself verbally. Never had that problem. As soon as Jerry and Steven were on the mic talking about some things from negotiations, what happened? Trayvon Diggs, supporting him, went right impromptu. They weren't on schedule that time during training camp. None of them was scheduled to be talked to. They went up off script, jumped into the media and started talking. They wanted to respond to what Jerry and Steven and were saying. So he has no problem. That's part of his game. So I get it. He's probably frustrated. He probably is legitimately frustrated. And he's probably legitimately frustrated because everybody else there tell you. And if you're looking at the news media and I look at other stuff like that, you're right. They're right in a lot of ways. And if you listen to it, you're going to be like, yeah, they're right. The numbers are what they are for Michael. All it is is here you go. And they're not Jerry Jones, as I said, Jerry Jones, he does the things the way he's going to do it. With the little wink and the smile and the talk and the little Arkansas twang that he's got, a little bit town thing. He's from Texas, but he's really from Arkansas. He's going to come with all this bullshit that he likes to do. He likes to make it theatrical. The big thing, too, is that there's a certain point in time when he makes his payments. That helps with the taxes. When they reporting for the taxes they spend, their income for their money. Billionaires play with money. Millionaires play with money, too. And Michael Parsons is a millionaire. He's going to continue to be a millionaire. Can't say 100% because you never know. He might be legitimate. He might be legitimately, seriously wanting to get out of it. We'll see. But all these other things tell me not. He's upset. He's upset that he's hearing all this talk going publicly. He's responded too, and that helps push things more so. His agent has asked him to work. He says in his tweet that, hey, I was willing to take less. I wasn't worried about being the top player. Okay, maybe not. Maybe looked at with the average of top. Really, to me, it's all about the guaranteed money. You can say he's making $41 million. You can say he's making $51 million a year. That's all against the salary cap. How much money does he get to take home? How much money does he get to take home actually in the numbers? Because the contract numbers isn't always what they're going to take home. What am I going to get up front for signing? And what is guaranteed out of that contract that I'm going to get regardless of what goes on? That's all that matters. How that shapes, works in the deal to make it work within the salary cap guidelines is all the team wants to do. Okay? So they can keep players and keep him and keep other players. Fine. That's why I said when they could probably have extended him and not spent as much, it doesn't matter to them. They know how to figure it out. Plus, also, I look at this whole tweet and I read this whole message on it. His farewell to the Cowboys fans. I'm going to proverbially throw a flag and holler bullshit. Okay? That's theatrics. That's the hysterics. Histrionics. People, you say goodbye to the fans when you officially are gone. That's what you do. When you officially have been traded, when you officially have signed with another team, if you're a free agent, then it's when you go with the goodbye to the Cowboys fans. He didn't say goodbye. He just said, I want to get this done sooner. I've tried to do all of this and all of that. There ain't no goodbye about what I tried to do. That's that, I want to be here, but I don't want all the talk that's going on. and everything that's happening being said, it doesn't need to be. That's not a goodbye. That's a see what they're doing and what they're saying. See what they're saying and what they're doing. They won't sign me. I should have been signed by now. I should have been signed. That's how we say it in D.C. I'm sure he was thinking that way, even though he's from Pennsylvania, not very far. I should have been signed, extended, the whole nine, which he's right. This should have been done. Sensibly, it should have been done. If he tried to come to them to get this extension done before last season, should have been done. Should have been done. But Cowboys do it the way they want to do it, and he'll make more money than what he would have extended for last year. That's good for him. But again, it's all about the guaranteed money. So all this long letter about what he tried to do and what he was trying to get this and that, he wants to be here, is a cry to say, hey, fans, put the heat on Jerry Jones. And it ain't gonna amount to a hill of fucking beans. Jerry Jones is gonna work the part out. They'll get it done. The theatrics are stuff that he enjoys. Micah's into it, and he knows it too, because he cool with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb went to the last minute. Dak got signed the day before the season started 2 years ago, or last year. So, again, if Micah Parsons doesn't sign with the Cowboys, this will be the first of any top-level player that they want to retain that they lost. This will be the first. The first under the ownership of the Joneses that they've lost someone. So the track record gives me reason to say this will get done. The histrionics of a 25, 26-year-old young man who wants to get this stuff done out the way. Look, if Micah said, I'm going to end this holdout, or I'm at training camp, I'm going to dress and go full pads, and he gets hurt and has to miss the rest of the season, regular season, God forbid. Please, Lord, no. He had to miss the regular season. Cowboys are still going to sign him. They signed Dak Prescott after he messed up his ankle and his leg, with his foot turned the other way. They still signed him as he was rehabbing to come back for next year. They need to get it done soon. I would like to get it done and get out the way, because honestly, the talk that I hear everybody talking about doesn't scare me. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I mean, I'm almost really not listening. I look at ESPN and stuff like that when they talk about, because all they do is break that down. They love talking about, and they say, and they'll make it into something totally different. They'll make it into something totally different, knowing full well what the truth is. Knowing full well what the truth is, but they'll bring up some extra drama. That's what sells. It's fine. I watch it, but still, I'm just like, nah. I know when you bullshitting. So Micah, do what you do. Play the game. The game within the game. Play it in your negotiation. Jerry Jones is going to do his negotiation thing, and it'll get done. It'll get done. My only other thing why I would like to see him get signed is I like to get him in a training camp. As I said before on another show, is I like to see him get signed. So while we have a new defensive coordinator and everything, a new player personnel with this style of the defense, is where he gets reps and gets in sync with the rest of the defensive line. That's all I'm looking at. I'm looking at it from a coach's perspective, where I'd like to see my player there so he get the reps and get in sync with his team. Come in first game of the season against Philadelphia, hitting the ground running. But he'll be fine. Michael's that special where it doesn't even matter what the defense is being called. He gonna go do it. So I'm not too worried about that. So I get it. And Micah, if you're mad, if you're upset about everything, for real, I get it. And just Be patient. And I know his teammates like CD, like Dak. I was telling man, we went through the same bullshit, man. It's just the rigmarole. You're gonna get yours, and everything will be everything. So nobody has said anything that's been disrespectful. They talk a little trash and downplay this and that. That's part of negotiation. That's old news. Nobody has said anything disrespectful. Nobody said anything disrespectful from the Cowboys. They just waiting around and bullshitting, doing what they do. So Michael gets signed. I do believe that. I don't know. I believe it. Am I hoping more? Yeah, I'm hoping because I don't know. But, you know, unless Mike has gotten really into his feelings about this and he really doesn't want to, or he makes some sort of foul statement that makes Jerry Jones say, oh, well, no, we can't mend this. And I still think it's possible even then because business is business. Michael will be signed with the Cowboys. He'll be extended. Okay, so that's the thing there. One of the things I wanted to talk about, get into that. The other day, I looked at a statement in an interview from CeeDee Lamb. Like CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is real cool. He's you know, I'm just talking about him personally wise. He's a ball player. He's to me, one of the best 2 to 3. I think it's a very close race. One of the best top 2 to 3 receivers in the game. He's in that. Okay. Only players I'm going to put along with him is Justin and Jamar. Justin and Jamar. Okay. Even still Devontae Adams. I still think he's got a lot in the game in the tank. But CD is just dominant. And I think with a player like Pickens, he's going to be more dominant. But I digress. My point is when I looked at the interview, I like how he cares himself. I like what he says and what he talks about as far as football, his knowledge and what he is and what he's become as he's now become a veteran. 6 years, damn, 6 years have gone by fast. You know, making plays, growing up, really growing up. But he made a statement that he likes this training camp because the training camp has more discipline in it. He said this training camp is more discipline in this training camp. And he likes that. Now that's a shot directly at Mike McCarthy. That's a shot. Okay? And I don't mean maybe a personal shot where he was like, the hell with you, Mike McCarthy, I'm not telling you. It's just basically, hey, this has discipline. Schottenheimer having been an assistant in the McCarthy coaching staff, and now he's here and says more discipline, that's a shot. So we understand, and not that there was any real major secret about it, there just wasn't enough discipline. McCarthy talked about the penalties, would say, oh, we need to stop them, we need to clean that up. But you did nothing to help clean up. You did nothing to put some fire under your team to say, hey, look, get focused and not have these hurtful penalties that kill drives. Now, we got a type of offense I'm looking at right now, from what I'm seeing, is that if we did have a 3rd and long, we're probably better equipped to convert that into a first down. But we have 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15 because we're getting a false start penalty or play call back because we're getting a holding penalty. And that's the discipline. So I think there'll be less of those with some discipline. Well, I know there'll be less of those with some discipline. And if this has enough discipline in it that CD is praising and giving kudos to, then I'm encouraged at the way our offense and defense will be. Defense gives up a first down when you make a stop off some illegal hands to the face or some Sam Williams who's back there, and one of his big problems was getting penalties, hitting late, going out of bounds, stuff like that. That we have a stop, punt team about to come out, but no, they got an automatic first down. Don't hurt yourself like that. Got to be better disciplined. Even though we're seeing the fights going on, but you see that Schottenheimer is bringing the players in and letting them know this is none too appreciated, none too acceptable. And that part reminds me of the Jimmy Johnson days, because he got him sprinting sidelines. He got him running what they call grassers, going sidelines. I coach high school ball. That's me running sidelines, coaching high school basketball. So I like it. I think there's more discipline. McCarthy knows his X's and O's, and to some point, but some coaches expect you to just automatically be professional. Some coaches, a lot of other coaches still expect you to be professional, but realize the likelihood of all of you being professional enough is slim to none. And let me just go ahead and put that proverbial foot up your ass to make sure, if you're not going to completely be professional, you're going to have more professional moments than you're going to have these unprofessional moments. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, speaking of which, if you look at now with the training camp as we've gone, we're about 2 weeks done now. We are not about 2 weeks of football done, about 15, 16 days of practices. If my count is right. What I've seen through this, especially now we've had the pads, without the pads, is that there's been that back and forth. Offense has a good day on the defense. Next day, the defense has a good day on the offense. Then the next day, the offense has a good day on the defense. It's going back and forth. And I like that. I like that. I think there's challenges. I think even though we don't have all of our secondary, we don't have Micah, it shows that we do have some depth. It shows that we have a scheme defensively that's putting heat and pressure and getting in the backfield, which is going to help the team win more on defense, get off the field. Offensively, with the weaponry we have, I think the line is much improved. Running backs, again, no big name running back, but good talented running backs, and they're going to have holes to run through. Sets up the play action. And then having CD on one side, George on the other. Sometimes they line up side to side together with the other players, Ferguson at tight end. We have some weaponry on offense. So to see the defense playing well against that type of weaponry we have on offense, and seeing that our offensive weaponry, they're pushing each other. So it's every other day they're making an adjustment. Okay, the offense got us on this. Okay, we got to pick it up. That's iron sharpening iron right now, folks. That's iron sharpening iron. I appreciate that. I like that. I'm encouraged. These are things. Let me say this to you. I'm gonna be real. I don't know if it means a damn thing. We might go 0-17. God forbid. We might go 0-17. But these things that I'm hearing for a coach who come into this job very, very with a lot of skeptics, a lot of criticism. These are things I haven't heard before in the preseason camp. Haven't heard it from Jason Garrett's regime, much less Mike McCarthy's regime, Dave Campo, Wade Phillips. Just haven't heard of it since Jimmy Johnson. And people love to know and count when the last time we won the Super Bowl, which was 30 years ago. And even though it was Barry Switzer, that was Jimmy Johnson's regime of players and even coaches, for the most part. They just let Jimmy Johnson go and slid in Barry Switzer along with the players. So I'm going to say to you that I feel good about the fact that both offense and defense is actually challenging each other. They are challenging each other. That's why you're seeing the scuffles. That's why you're seeing punches thrown. Guys on the offense doing something good to the guys on defense, which is questioning them getting their job. And they ready to fight. Back and forth, defense is doing stuff to the offense, questioning whether they should have their job. That lights the fire under asses, which makes people stay a little more focused, and it trains your mind and body to do things the right way more often. So when season starts, before you know it, you're doing stuff consistently well. That's what I know of in my coaching experience, and that's what I'm hoping for in my Cowboy fan experience. Couple things I'm gonna go into the injuries. So Tyler Smith went off the field limping. There was a question about him having tendonitis in his knee. That wasn't the case for what he walked. He walked off pretty much all of his own power, went in the locker room with his own power, wasn't really helped off the field, wasn't really assisted off. And reports that I'm hearing is that it was just a little soreness, nothing too serious that the Cowboys are worried about. Just some rest. We know Tyler Smith is a beast out there. He's a veteran now, and he's been a day one solid lineman. But you know, want to keep him healthy, keep him comfortable, so he can miss a few practices so that when he comes back right, that his practices are more productive. So that's good news there. Also, Siobhan Rivell, the rookie cornerback that we drafted out of East Carolina. Now, of course, he's trying to come back. I think that the thought that he would be back by this time here in August, it looks like it's going to be a few more weeks. Like, it ain't going to be till the start of the season for him to be ready to return. Couple of conflicting reports. It's talking about 6 to 8 weeks more, 6 weeks more. Some people said, no, it's not quite that long. I don't know. Either way, it's more time he's going to be out. And look, I'll say this much. We got corners. Our better ones are rehabbing. So it's just I won't say a race. It's just to see who can heal, truly heal in time and be in shape to play and be an impact. Rivell is the one person I'm not worried too much about because he's a rookie. He's untested. Bland is a veteran. He's not hurt. Diggs, I expect Diggs to be back October. Some say September. I'm looking more October. He's a veteran, all pro corner with some stuff to prove. He has some stuff to prove. Looking at the slot corner, Kalen Carson, he hasn't proved well. It's his second year, but he's got at least a year of some level of pro experience. Kyer Elam is looking renewed with us under this defensive system where he's making plays. So maybe he is going to challenge for a spot and be make us deeper in that position. So he can stay healthy. DeRon Bland can stay healthy. We just need a rest to get healthy and get rehabilitated. So that's the injury update. Not too much more. Everybody else is still from their injuries trying to get back. You know, we open back soon for Brevin Spann-Ford. Who else? Obviously, Guyton's going to be out for a little while. Robert Jones definitely going to be out the longest at this point from the training camp injuries. And so we're just hoping for everybody to get back safely, get back to training camp, and be ready to go. So that's what I got today. Here is Friday weekend. We'll cover some more over the weekend. We'll see what's going on. Again, subscribe, hit like, leave a comment, positive word, negative word, something you feel needs to be better. As I said, we're building this. We're talking Cowboys. We talk Cowboys here. My name is Mark Howard. I appreciate you guys for watching, and have a good day.